Christ overflow with me a new cup. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I can get you on another level.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I hear you got new life. Now you wanna see what it's about, right? I hear you made a big change. Floodgates open up, you better make it rain. I'm sitting in the new coupe. Snapbacks on, see my new shoes. Number 10s of the retros. Christ gave me life with the pesos. I'm ballin' on another level. Took me to the suburbs, straight up out the ghetto. See you looking at my wrist, man. Rolex should be my nickname. He know it ain't a boat, dog. Christ to my curse, so I'm blessed, y'all. You should be talking like me, but you're stuck up in the law, so you can't see. I'm chillin' in the Christ, man. Hanging on the Christ like a Cuban link. King Day chillin' on the throne. Seated in the Christ, it's my new home. Walking on the water like my name Peter. And my money coming fast, full grown cheetah. And my paper still stacking up. Christ overflow with me a new cup. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level.
Yo, Mr. Turn Up till the knot break. City boy slide to the 808, true. I came back like I left something. Word to L9, I'ma wreck something. From an era where your word meant something, now they say whatever and it don't mean nothing. Whoa, one time for my city, Hollywood it is 954 since day one, you get the pit. And this flow's ridiculous. God writes it down, I'm merely his instrument. Came a long way from living the wrong way to flipping the porn, yay, to sipping the porn, ayy. I hope a dope boy hears this with no hope it gets to meet Christ this Christmas. It's timeless, but we have none. Time well spent, no regrets when my time's done. Firm.
I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. Any, many, mighty, mo. Now I'm peeking at my car showroom floor. New Benz of the new Jag. CEO E up on the new tag. I'm ballin' like I'm bench motors. I'm ballin' in the game full 4 quarters. Blood all around, no back rules. Twisting up fingers and what I do. Following the Christ is a lifestyle. Take him at his word like a little child. Drinking on his blood is what I do. Eating on his flesh, no cannibal. No empty fever, this is how I live. Rich boy, cooler than the Cool Whip. Rich boy, son of Abraham. Taking God at his word like I'm Abraham. I'm in Christ, and he in me. As he in the Father, I'm a little G. I'm a child of the Most High. See you checking, I'm a fresh pump dumb fly. He the band, I'm the branch, I produce fruit. If you ain't doing that, what you really do? King Day, on the new page. Log gone, it's a new day. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level. I hear you wanna do something. Follow me to Christ, we can do something. I can get you on another level. Christ, he can get you on another level.
about to ride. Put him up high, you can call suicide. No hand on the wheel, cause he love when he drive. No type of word, feeling like Trip Bleak. This a good life, claiming through the damn weeks. Running on little sleep, pushing overdrive. If you think I'm balling out, you ain't never lied. High, yeah, this is super high. Feeling like a satellite, thinking this is out of sight. Sitting like a grain of sand inside a closed hand. Man, I hope you understand. Living out rich, broke, done, lost it all. Came back, never left, now I'm standing tall. Like a dream cream, always rise to the top. Got my hands going up, praying they'll never drop. Pride on low, faith on high. Walking in the battle with my hands up high. Got my hands up high. Hands in the air, hands up high. Hands in the air, my pride on low, faith on high. Walking in the battle with my hands up high. Got my hands up high. Hands in the air, hands up high. Hands in the air, yeah. Walking in the battle with my faith on high. Cream of the crop, but I'm still a bad guy. My pride on low, my faith real slow. The master, he died to put me at a shitty yo. With a smile on my face, my hands up high. All things working out, cause the boy love God. Finding strength in the Lord, leaves me at peace. I'm gracing the shalom whenever I'm at his feet. When I'm in his presence, it's a good day. I'm fading in the glory, man, I'm just so blown away. Standing up on the front line, so I stand tall. God on my side, ain't no worries at all, yeah. Overfilled, sipping grace at the cup. And put them in the air, go and throw them hands up. Jesus, thank you for making me a believer. You answer one of my prayers and you free my girl. Keep your faith high. Faith on high. Walking in the battle with my hands up high. Got my hands up high. Hands in the air, hands up high. Hands in the air, my pride on low. Faith on high. Walking in the battle with my hands up high. Got my hands up high. Hands in the air, hands up high. Hands in the air, yeah. Standing in the front lines with my hands high. Never mind the dry cuts when you're paying that. Cause when you see him, holy marks the cream. Reminders of the times when people finally seen him. Cause when I see him, I'm prone to bow down. I'm standing in this fight with a smile. I'm breaking now, my faith up, pride low, put my hands high. Jesus, I got my pride on. Faith on high, walking in the battle with my hands up high. Got my hands up high, hands in the air, hands up high. Hands in the air, my pride on low. Faith on high, walking in the battle with my hands up high. Got my hands up high, hands in the air, hands up high. Hands in the air, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about my crazy weekend. So I went to Flavor Fest. If you don't know what Flavor Fest is, they have it every year at Crossover Church in Tampa, Florida, and it was my first time going, and I was just super excited. I didn't know what to do. I had no clue what to do. Obviously, when you're media, you get media pass, but they didn't have any more of the media pass, so they gave me an all access pass. So basically, I could have done it. I could do everything. My one thing that I regret not doing is going to the media room. It was too much excitement for me.
You had one job.
I had one job to do, and I couldn't do it because I was just too excited. I didn't know what to do. I did all the concerts, went to the Rapzilla part. They had a breakdancing part where the kids would battle with the breakdancing. I mean, it was so much fun. The concert was awesome. The vendors met a lot of different people. Definitely got some connections. But I ain't go to the media room to get an interview with the artist.
No kind of interview.
No, but then you know what? It was so funny because some of the artists that were there, I already interviewed them.
Okay.
But I should have went back because they probably remember me. One particular, shout out to Brinson, he knew who I was because we had spoken before. And I came up to him and I was like, "You're Brinson, right?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What's up? How you doing, Lady Ace?" He was like, "Oh, DJ Lady Ace." And I was like, "Yep." So it's cool. It's real cool that, yeah, you know what I mean? So I think it's real awesome. But I don't know how I didn't go into the media room. And then one person who two people that I didn't see in Tampa that I really wanted to see, she was in the media room. I was like, dang, I forgot to go there. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Shout outs to the whole Flavor Fest team. Pastor Tommy is doing an excellent and awesome job. If you guys have not been there to Crossover Church in Tampa, Florida, you have to go. It's such an experience. Next year, I'm going for all 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
You know, I couldn't go this time because I just started my new job. So, you know, my 90-day probation ain't up yet. And I ain't qualified to get vacation time yet.
I know how that be.
So, but next year, I definitely will be on point. You know, it just going there really and talking to different radio station people and different stuff. It just makes me want to grind even harder for God and do this radio thing 100% fully. So I'm down. I'm down for the challenge, and definitely, Crossover will see me again.
Okay.
It's not the last time you will see me. You will see me again. So much fun. If you are my friend on Facebook, check it out. I posted a video on Instagram, which took forever to upload, but it did upload. CJ was there, aka Ken Jones. He was there and he was performing, so I posted a video. So if you're on my friends on Facebook, I just posted up the videos and pictures. So look me up, Lady S, Ladiace, not Lady, please. Ladiace, no Lady. People keep writing Lady. No, just like any Minio, how people keep saying his last name wrong. No, get it right. So anyway, yeah, that was and I'm tired. If you can see me, I'm extremely exhausted. My hair's crazy. I'm just tired. I'm extremely tired. Got home at 4:30 in the morning. Was supposed to go to church at 8 o'clock, but I was just too tired to get up. So I was like, Lord, you know where I was. In my bed sleeping.
Give him praise like this?
That's right. Praise him. Go right back to sleep. Just so tired. No, I don't snore. But I was just so tired.
How do you know you don't snore?
I'm telling you.
You're asleep.
No, but I don't snore.
I've been told that I snore loudly. And I can't say that I don't.
I don't know.
Because I'm asleep.
I've never heard you snore before. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me that I do snore and record me sleeping.
I want to catch it.
I want somebody to catch it so that I know
something.
That, okay, then I can agree and say, yes, I do.
Ladies, hear this? No, that's not a chainsaw. That is you.
No. Look, when I sleep quietly. I'm in deep thought. You can't hear me.
No, you're in deep sleep.
That too. After watching the movie Inception, I really thought I would go and, like...
dream within
a dream. I thought I was going, like, in, deep sleep number 4 or something. I don't know how I would wake up out of that. I don't know. But anyway... Thursdays. Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. Let me tell you guys, before we get into the news, them 2 shows right there, back to back. Chandra, you really, you got my mind all over the place. I need 2 bottles.
I want to know what gives her the
shows.
Inspiration for all these plot twists and storylines.
Me
that's
too.
Ridiculous.
Well, you know what? At the same time, I think people are very curious and want to know what goes on in the White House for Scandal. What really goes on with the government behind that?
Okay.
And I think with How to Get Away with Murder, I think a lot of people, they've done crime and got caught, but don't know how to get away with it. So I think she probably just was like,
so that title was just to catch you?
Yeah, you ever wonder how to get away with murder? And then probably done a show like that. Maybe that's what she was thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I mean, I might get some people in trouble, though.
You're right, but I've always thought about that. Like, how do you get away?
How do you get away?
Exactly. Like,
not that I would do it, but
I wouldn't do it either. But how would you get away with it to where they would never know it's you? That's really interesting.
Well, they're in the process of showing you. I will say this though. One thing that I'm not really comfortable with, and this is just me personally, the male on male scenes. I am not liking that.
Okay, what part is that in? Because yes, now I got it.
How can you forget?
Because when you were saying that, I'm thinking of Scandal.
No.
Cyrus.
No, I'm thinking of how to.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like he said it was only one time.
But it was the first and the second episode where they showed that stuff.
What was the first one? The first one was with her.
Right. No. The first episode was with those 2 guys that got together and remember the 2 students?
No.
Well, let's just say 2 male students got together. Didn't really like watching that scene.
I maybe must have missed that part or something.
Well, don't go back and watch it. Disturbing. No, and then the second episode, it got even worse. Because one guy comes over and goes, "Hey, I'm here for dinner." And he goes, "You think you could just wine and dine me?" And he closes the door. Then he opens the door and goes, "Okay, but this time I do you." And it was disgusting.
Okay.
It was disgusting.
Now I remember what you're talking about because he wanted the evidence.
Yes. And then they showed that whole.
Okay, I know. What
and this is prime time. Well, not This is a little after primetime television.
I thought you were talking about the black girl and her fiance.
No.
Because they went to boarding school and they only did that one time. That's what he was saying. But I know what you're talking about now. I'm honestly, at first, I thought you were talking about
I feel like they're doing this more and more now to make it seem a little more acceptable
because you know what?
to the mainstream.
It is accepted. That's why they do it, because the whole world accepts that.
But
that's the thing is with that,
the thing is, I feel like they're trying to desensitize the audience, because when they first put it on there, people are like, ugh, right? But I feel like the more and more they do it, the more people will be like, oh, I saw this before. It's normal. It's like a brainwashing technique.
I don't know.
I mean, for the exception of those scenes, I actually like watching the show. I'm thoroughly entertained. Because, I don't know. This is not for me. Now, by all means, I'm not against those people. I'm against that lifestyle. But, hey, that's just me talking. I'm just talking. Don't stone me.
Honestly, I could care less about that part of the show. That's not interest me. That's
the part of the show where I get up and get a drink from the kitchen.
What interests me about How to Get Away with Murder is my thing is what the heck is going on?
She's thinking cold, though. She's so cold.
Everybody's a suspect in the whole show.
But the professor,
something happened in the last episode that I was just like, something like, I was like, oh, so I don't know if I think the girl knew. I don't remember what I post because on Facebook I'm a part of How to Get Away with Murder thingy on Facebook. So that's all.
I could miss the show, but go on my Facebook and see what you post and know exactly what's going on.
Yep.
Okay.
That's just like Scandal, honey.
Okay.
But I was just like, what the heck is going on in this show? I couldn't wrap my head around it. My mind was just going crazy. I didn't understand. It was too much going on for me. Way too much going on for my blood.
I would hate to get that professor mad at me. Because she'll find some way to charge you and get you locked up. Because the way that she prosecutes, it just makes no sense. I'd be intimidated if I was on the witness stand.
Really?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'd have to plead the fifth on every single question she asked me. What's your name? I plead the fifth.
Oh my God.
I can't do it. She's intimidated. Except for when she's with her husband, of course. That's when she's vulnerable. Leave that to the imagination. But, you want me to go into headlines?
Yeah, because I warmed up my food, and it's just been chilling there, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm telling you, everything gonna come out of my mouth today because I'm tired. We do have a special guest in the building. Y'all don't want to definitely want to stay tuned to that because we're gonna talk about marriage. But anyway, I don't even know where this thing is. That's how tired I am. Flavor Fest.
Oh, you just passed it.
I did.
Yeah.
Flavor Fest wore me out. Shout outs to Pastor Tommy for wearing me out, honey, because I'm tired. All right, here we go.
In today's headlines, Burger King manager attacked customer with a stun gun. Did you catch that?
No, say it again.
Burger King manager attacked customer with a stun gun. A New Mexico man is suing Burger King after he says a manager attacked him for complaining about cold onion rings. Court says that Robert Diap was assaulted when he told a manager at the fast food restaurant in the northwestern New Mexico city of Bloomfield about his cold order. The lawsuit claims that when Diap asked for a refund, manager Francisco Barrera lunged at him with a stun gun and a switchblade. Court records show Barrera later pleaded no contest to aggravated assault. Ronald Adamson, an attorney for Barrera, did not immediately return a phone message from the Associated Press. Spokesman for Burger King said the company doesn't comment on pending litigation. Your thoughts? You're a manager of Burger King. Somebody tells you, hey, these onion rings are cold. Or hey, these fries aren't cooked all the way. So you lunge across your counter with the stun gun? Is that what we do now? Is that what's out in the streets?
Man, some of these people need Jesus.
They do need Jesus.
It's Straight up.
Why are you coming to Burger King with a stun gun and a switchblade
ready
to use?
Somebody was telling me,
brain fart?
Yeah, I really did. No, we was talking about something like yesterday in the car about this guy on WorldStar, this security cop mall guy or whatever it was, and he would go around tasing people.
Just randomly,
just like, I guess he would like.
Hey, you, come here, I gotta tell you a secret.
Them and then
that's what happens.
I'm like, what the heck? I guess he would mess with them like, nah, don't come around here or something like that. I guess him and this girl was getting into it, and she kind of.
You know what? You're getting me mad. I'm gonna stun that random man over there.
She kind of pushed him, and he just tased her.
Tase her?
Who does that? These people, I tell you.
Crematorium fire. It's a place where you cremate people. A crematorium fire caused by a 500-pound body in Virginia. It takes 2 to 3 hours to burn the average body in a crematorium, but it only takes minutes for a 500-pound body to burn the roof off of a crematorium. A fire that lit up the roof, huh?
Is that yours?
Yeah. A fire that lit up the roof of a crematorium in Henrico County, Virginia, was caused by the corpse of an obese man that got way too hot in the furnace, the reports say. Jerry Hendricks, a manager at Southside Cremation Services, said he'd never worked with a body that large in his 20 years on the job. The body generated enough heat that firefighters said the rubber roofing near the smokestack was ignited. So basically, there's a 500-pound man that was being burned in the crematorium. And, yeah.
Okay, what happened now?
All right, so 500-pound man, 500-pound dead man at a cremation place.
Okay.
Set the whole building on fire.
Was he cremated already?
They were in the process of cremating him at that particular point.
So how you setting stuff on fire?
It takes 2 to 3 hours to burn the average body in a crematorium, but it only takes minutes for a 500-pound body to burn the roof off of the crematorium.
So what you're telling me is,
when the person is too heavy, when the person is too heavy, the guy running the crematory needs to not have conscious heat coming down on the body. Emery Sanford, a worker at another local crematory, told them, otherwise it would get too hot. Firefighters deemed the blaze accidental. Wow. It takes 2 to 3 hours to cremate in a 2,000-degree crematory. That's what it says. How the heck?
How you burning down stuff?
You burn bodies on the regular, and this one 500-pound dude sets the whole building on fire?
You don't know what you're doing.
Man. All right, well, here's another one. Burglar tries on victim's panties.
I'm done.
He didn't take any valuables, but he did try on the unmentionables.
What a dummy.
A Chicago man says he was terrified to learn that a burglar wore his girlfriend's panties and stole a picture of her before fleeing. So the guy breaks into the house, goes into the girlfriend's drawer, tries on her panties, and takes a picture of the girlfriend with him. The creepy crawler was caught on surveillance camera at 12:45.
First off, if that's your girlfriend, why are you breaking in her house?
No. Like, okay. Okay, so basically a couple lives in this house. But a random man broke in and took the girlfriend's picture and her panties.
Okay.
That's what happened.
What a dummy. The world is dumb criminal.
I don't understand. First of all, wait, hold on, let me see.
First of all, you should have an alarm in your house.
That's one. But two, you break into a house. That's one, right? Now, if you're going to go that far, you might as well just take something valuable.
For real.
If you're really going to make it that far into the house, you better not leave empty-handed. That's how I see it. If you're going to do it. You going to try on some panties. Out of all the things in the entire house that you can take with you, you try on some panties, and you take the picture of the person's girlfriend from the house. No jewelry, no nothing.
Some people just
Jordans, nothing.
Some people just dumb.
Man, that's stupid. Fire breather burned in fire breathing accident in Ohio.
Well, there you go.
An Ohio woman was
that one.
An Ohio woman was hospitalized in critical condition after she burned while performing a fire breathing act at a Halloween themed.
That's what she did.
Running
Ain't
event.
nobody tell her to do that.
Well, I mean, I guess that was part of her job description. She breathes fire.
Nope.
Yeah.
Now doggone well you wasn't professional to do that. So
They
I
say
don't even
that
know why you did it.
They say that the injuries were minor and she will be just fine.
Yeah.
Scanner traffic indicated she was burned on her face,
That's what
neck,
she get.
and top half of her body.
Doggone well you can't do that.
It's risky enough. I don't care how many years you've trained. There's always some type of risk of you setting something on your body on fire if you breathe fire.
I don't like these magicians. I'm being straight up honest.
You don't like magicians?
Some of them are cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like do like magic tricks with like cards and stuff.
So what do you think of Chris Angel?
Like I said, some of these magicians are cool with cards and stealing watches and they come out of your ear, whatever. Little simple things like that. When you go to the extreme, that's a problem for me.
But
I don't like this.
See, but that's the thing. That's why sometimes it's called this wasn't magic at all. This was just somebody being stupid.
Just dumb. That's
but there's a reason why some of them are called magic tricks and illusions. It's supposed to give the audience member an illusion that the magician is in danger when really he's not.
Nah, bro. Okay, so you know what?
Meaning,
David Blaine.
What about him? He does those endurance exercises.
I don't know what he
tricks.
But
I don't even call that magic.
I think he's just crazy.
He's like, hey, I literally
think he sold himself to the devil. The reason why is because I don't know what I was watching. I don't know if it was Jimmy Kimmel, Jay Leno, whatever he was on that night. This nigga literally looked like he took his heart out of his chest. Did you see that?
No.
He took his heart out of his chest. Look it up. You'll find it. He took his heart out of his chest. Passed out.
Well, Mortal Kombat style?
Yeah, he went dug in it and pulled it out. Look it up. David Blaine pulled out his heart.
But is it really his heart though?
Who even? It looks like it was
right.
his heart.
I think it's all part of an illusion because there's no possible way.
It could be after.
There's no possible way you can take your own heart out of your body and look at it.
Look up.
And put it back in your body.
Look it up.
You know how elaborate that surgery has to be?
I saw that. I almost got sick.
You can't live without your heart.
Go online and find it.
Let me look for this. This is ridiculous.
I can't believe you've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
This nigga will float on air.
I saw Chris Angel cut himself in half, and it wasn't like those boxes where you put yourself in a box and you cut the box in. No, he was hanging from a platform, and there was this giant saw that came down and cut the whole thing in half, and his body was swinging here and here, and
let me tell you.
Then he put it together like it was normal.
It was some movie I watched with magic. It was really cool though. The Illusionist. That was a really good movie.
See, The Illusionist was good. But there was one movie that was better than that. It was very similar to The Illusionist. What was it called? It had
I was watching a TV show Houdini. That was kind of good too.
Yeah, I watched that too. No, but there's this movie though. Christopher Nolan did this movie, and it's very similar to The Illusionist. Matter of fact, it came out around the same time. Dang, what was it called? Hugh Jackman was in it. The guy that played Wolverine.
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that played Batman was in it. Daggone it. The Prestige.
Yeah.
That's what it was called.
That's my favorite movie.
That one, oh Lord.
That was good.
That movie was just.
That was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Talk about mind blown. Oh my gosh.
That was awesome.
And you know it was gonna be a brain bender because the same dude that did that movie did Inception.
Bruh. I'm thinking like this nigga had a twin? I didn't know he had a twin.
So you clone yourself. I'm sorry for the people that didn't see this movie. We are spoiling it for you. But so you clone yourself and then you kill it.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that over and over again. So you killing yourself over and over again just for the sake of magic.
That is a really good movie. But see, movies like that I like because it's a movie.
Right.
Got stuck out, whatever.
But if you're really trying to
look it up, I'm telling you, these magicians, they're crazy.
You sure it was David Blaine that pulled his heart out? David.
Take his heart out.
Blame.
I'm telling you. Crazy people out there, man.
But I don't understand. I don't get it. But
you see it?
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to load. I think my
You can pull up on my
is the
tabby.
Wi-Fi up?
You pull on my tabby.
All right.
Don't do this at home, kids.
Yeah, don't try this at home, children. What button do I?
The button that's on.
Why your button so smooth though? I don't see nothing. Oh, there you go. Is that it? There you go. See, by the time you got here, I already done.
He a mess. But anyway, is that all you have?
Yeah, that's all I have. Those are today's headlines.
All right, 52 minutes to the hour. Our guests have arrived. I'm going to go downstairs and go get them. We'll be right back. Keep it locked.
One good thing about music, when it hits you feel no pain. Good music shall last forever. Ginger Bay Cafe presents Retro Sundays at the Bay. Every Sunday features a different selector, a different sound, like Renaissance Sound and King Waggy T. This week's guest selectors, DJ TC. Everyone is in free before 10 p.m. and 2-for-1 drinks for the ladies between 10 p.m. and midnight. Party till 4 a.m. at the Ginger Bay Cafe. The Ginger Bay Cafe is located at 1908 Hollywood Boulevard, downtown Hollywood. Every week is different selectors giving you the real retro vibe of classic reggae from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Back in time soca, disco, and soul classics from back in the day. Retro Sunday at the Ginger Bay Cafe. Every Sunday features a different selector, a different sound, like Renaissance Sound and King Waggy T. This week's guest selectors, DJ TC. Plus the kitchen is open all night with $5 wings and fries and $100 bottle special. For further info, call 954-924-1844 or online at gingerbaycafe.org. With lots of free parking.
Can I get your attention, please? For years, people have been struggling with the means of losing weight and keeping it off. Also, fighting with the discipline of eating right and keeping a good diet. Well, the Dream Team has designed a program to help you lose weight and keep it off, and a much more easier way to attain a healthy diet. This is where you need to keep focused, because guess what? It's all for free. Yes, you're thinking, did he just say for free? Yes, I said it. All for free. So you're having doubt? Call this number and find out how. It's 754-800-5118. That's 754-800-5118. Working out with the Dream Team is easy. We have flexible workout time to accommodate your busy schedule, and of course, professional trainers to help you get to your health and weight goals. So, if you're interested in losing weight, gaining muscle, or simple staying healthy, call the Dream Team at 754-800-5118. That's 754-800-5118 for your free workout today. It's your body, your life. Treat it right. The reality about working out with the Dream Team is we turn dreams into reality.
That's better, Maddy. I'm here, Mr. Pepper. Yeah, representing for the maddest and the baddest party for the 2014, the 5th annual Style and Fashion. Maddy. I know it's the epic event presented by Sexy Sophia alongside Wayne Floss. I know it's the Halloween edition, the thing mad and the thing bad. October the 31st, 2014. Music by Innocent Sound, Sweetness, Infrared Pressure, SSMG, Rose International, Movie Star Blacks, and Danger Zone 4x4. Juggling turn up for sure. So every booth for pint to the cocktail bar and restaurant. So you know say I'm mad thing that 2901 Hollywood Boulevard, just east of the 9 to 5. I know say the party I couldn't sell out without the maddest and the baddest host them. Them for no say yeah, champagne toast them. You know it's hosted by Dazzle them, Frazzle them, alongside Sexy Red, Bad Mind Just Dead. So you know say October the 31st the thing sell off. Sexy Sophia and Rain Floss presents them for no one Style and Fashion. Come and spend from your pocket no ration. Me love how the girl them just pretty with a passion. A beer champagne off a splash on. You know it's a live video and pics by Book for Look alongside you with video. I know it's a FlossEntertainment.com. I cover everything too. You see me I say star-studded event October the 31st, the 5th annual Style and Fashion. Maddy.
Beautiful.
Guys looking for a cut that is extremely sharp? Ladies, do you want your guy to stand out from the rest with an extreme cut and also get the best styles for your own hair? Well, the answer is Extreme Cuts Barbershop, the place to stand out from the rest. It's the all-in-one unisex salon with professional barber services and experienced stylists. Conveniently located on 2660 North University Drive in Sunrise. Call us at 954-769-1296. Extreme Factor. Come join our line of professionals today. Call us at 954-769-1296 to arrange an interview. And for special membership packages, visit our website at www.xtremecutz.com. That's www.extremecuts.com. Extreme Cuts Barbershop and Salon. An extreme look for all.
Flexers, get this. You can now listen to your favorite station, Flex FM, live from anywhere in the world just by dialing 702-489-0213. That's 702-489-0213. Let me fetch it so you catch it. That's 702-489-0213.
Now, how are you listening? In certain countries, additional fees or restrictions may apply.
Global V Promotions presents Kings and Queens in Action. Kings and Queens in Action. Saturday, October 18th. You don't know the place to be. It's the all-new Garden Cafe. Party 340 North State Road 7. Fort Lauderdale for the island. You understand? Representing the musical kings. Bobby Sachs Movements. DJ Ice. DJ Gaddafi. And representing the musical queens, you don't know Nicky Blacks, S-Class and Ray Ray. You know we have to treat the queens some different, so you don't know ladies free before 12:30. You understand what I say? And if you don't want more info on the slap west up there, just call 772-204-1999. 772-204-1999. I remember, I know, Jimmy Jam on video it, so you don't know a movie thing. Kings and Queens in Action. Slap way.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station. Flex FM. These beats are hot. Hot. In the mix with the baddest DJ on Flex FM.
Can't fuck with it though. Ace, I see. Yeah. I got faith way bigger than Shaq. This neck live from the bottom of the map. God put me in a brand new lack. Now I got a good point, one right back. Had to put the old Nicholas on the shelf. If I don't get right, then I'm gon' get left. When the Lord come back, every knee get knelt. Nothing over God, I don't need nothing else. That Philistines be baller blocking. It's God accounting, I'm still shopping. They hate the king and that's still shocking. But beef to me is like Red Robin, See red like Raphael. Blood of Christ, what I'm rapping about. Bishop tent, what that's about. Outside of heaven, I'm camping out. Like Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Let it rain. 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 I say, Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Let it rain. 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 Let it rain.
Came in with my head down, then I walked out with my head up. Cause I dropped down on my 2 knees. I ain't talking about no sex, bruh. Whoremonger like Magalane. Chains on me, no 2 chains. Now that I got them chains, bruh. Now I better get that hurricane to that rain, pour. Drop that flood all on your board. Got my face down when I bow down to the king of my lord. I'm so high, I don't wanna come down. Holy Ghost make me jump all around. Everybody get a place, they on the ground. Everybody get a place, jump all around.
Like Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Let it rain. 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 I say, Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Lord, open them floodgates. Let it rain. 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 Let it rain.
Open up them floodgates. Open up them floodgates. Open up them floodgates. Open up them floodgates. Took off my old clothes and I threw them in the hamper. Ayy, now I'm counting bucks like Tampa Bay. top of that, I'm sticking with the word. I can cut that. Jesus all on my brainstorm when I'm looking out for that rainstorm. No umbrella, no raincoat, cause I'ma stay afloat like I'm on the boat.
Like Lord, open the floodgates. Lord, open the floodgates. Lord, open the floodgates. Lord, open the floodgates. Let it rain. 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 I say, Lord, open the floodgates. Lord, open the floodgates. Lord, open the floodgates. Lord, open the floodgates. Let it rain. 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 Let it rain.
Radio stations. Well, it's internet radio as well, so.
Yeah. Welcome back, Christ Like Radio's on Flex FM. We have our guest in
back.
the building. Okay.
In the building.
Are you done? Okay. We have our
Price
guest.
Block
Okay,
Radio. Yes.
we have our guest
Keep it
in
locked.
the building. Miss Chyna and Mr. Jason, how are you guys doing today?
Good, we're good.
good.
We're good. Glad to be here.
So we're gonna talk about marriage because I know how long you guys been married?
7 years.
7 years. But they have a lot of experience, and I know me and Chyna have talked a lot, and she's giving me some advice. So, I didn't show you the ring.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank
you.
you.
Got engaged? Or
Yes.
Married or,
No, she.
She got engaged.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
On her birthday.
On my birthday.
On your
Thank you.
birthday.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when's the wedding?
We don't know yet.
When you thinking?
Yeah, sometime in April.
Ah, okay.
April.
Yeah, sometime in
Okay.
April.
Oh
So-
my God, I'm so happy for you. Only because we've spoken about,
a lot of
previously,
things.
yeah.
So what's the first thing, like, for you after you got engaged? Well, how did you guys get engaged?
You just toss it off at the beginning.
Isn't this the part where the wife looks at the husband and goes, well,
You better tell him.
Well, he did he asked, so I figure it's only fair for him to, kind of share. Start.
All right, let's back up. About before I knew to ask, you're asking her the actual engagement itself.
Yeah, how did it happen?
The actual engagement?
Yeah.
Let's just put a disclaimer that nothing happened normal as it did before. The first time I actually asked her, this voice was going to make me sound really lame, but it was just kind of how I felt at first. Is that we were she was in California, I was in New York, and I woke up that week saying that this is my rib, and I need this woman. Why am I not with her? And when I began to talk to her.
Hold on, let me write that down.
Oh Lord.
I like that. She's my rib. I need her. Why am I not with her?
I couldn't understand. Like, I got to this place where it seemed like it was madness that I was not married. I didn't understand what I was waiting for, what I was looking for. So I asked, I was talking to her on the phone, and I was telling her, like, I really love you. And she's just like, yes, okay. but this is coming from just because a few months before we were talking about marriage, and I was afraid to even look at the ring.
Right.
She will tell you that. So when she heard that, in fairness to her, she was thinking, well, that sounds good. But, when it came down to it, would you really commit? And I was like, no, I mean it. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? And she's like, I think it took us from 1 o'clock New York time to 3:30 New York time to convince her that I was serious. And then she goes, yes.
So that was over the phone.
It was on the phone first.
Okay.
Which, you want me to keep going? Because you're looking at me like I didn't know if you.
No, you're right. You're good.
So far so good. Okay, I know who I go home with. So
no, you're good. You're
so
good.
We got to California, and the funny thing is like I did have. I went. I bought the ring. I got the ring, and I came to California. She didn't know I actually had gotten the ring. So we went out the first night. I got there. I was like, okay, we were supposed to go out, and then in that evening, I was gonna ask her. Didn't work out quite the way we planned. We actually had a huge fight on between, just before it came there. And instead of me being slick and smooth, I will own this, I messed up. I was just like, well, here then.
Here's the ring.
And you should have seen the look she gave me, like, Negro, you need to rewind.
And do it
again. Do it again. I don't care how pretty the ring looks.
We tried, but there was no real way to recover from that. So I was like, I had apologized and said, but seriously though, I I am in love with you, and I do want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I'll do whatever it takes to make you happy. So
I like that.
So, okay.
That's not corny. I like that. Well, I don't know about throwing a ring in her face like here. Take that.
Not something I'm proud of, but that's what it was. Yeah.
But look what the end result came out. You guys have 2 beautiful children.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She's probably like 16 now, the little one.
And the littlest one.
In her mind, yes.
In her mind?
Yeah, July is 6, going on 16, I think so.
So what happens? Did you guys have a big wedding, or you went to the courthouse?
Old lady Ace.
I mean, I want to know so that, okay, what direction do I take?
No, each one is situation specific, but nothing about us has been normal.
It's not been normal.
Not been normal.
At all. So. And let me say this. With the whole engagement thing, the only reason why I didn't believe him is because we have been dating for 12 years.
Wow.
On and off.
On and off.
On and off.
And yeah, on and off. And there was I think maybe the last time you came to visit me or whatever, I was like, let's just go into the ring shop or whatever.
Which is what I was saying, yeah.
And he was just like, no. I'm not ready. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. So, okay, fine, whatever. But there were times where we had a conversation about marriage, and he'd be like, oh, would you marry me? And it was just joking. He was
So you thought it was...
Yeah.
Okay.
So when
If you were to marry me.
Yeah, so I was just like...
hypothetically say yes.
I was like, okay. This time when he was serious...
You didn't know if he was
I
serious
didn't
or
take
not.
it
Yeah.
seriously.
It took 2 hours.
So I was just like...
2 hours to fix
Okay, babe. In my head, I'm like, here we go again. Okay. You want to get me? Okay. But no, he was really serious because then he flew out to see me. And then when I thought he was just coming to see me, and he was like, you'll see that I'm serious. And then when I think I went to the bathroom and I came back out and he had like the ring, you had the ring in your hand. And I was just like, oh, you were serious. Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
Flew all the way down here.
Right.
Miles, you better say something to somebody.
I was like, oh, okay, yes. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in real quick. That's it.
But the wedding itself, we what we want to do is Chyna moved to New York with me, and then we were gonna get settled. I wanted to finish. I was doing my master's at St. John's, and I said, let me finish school, and then in a few months, then we can get this together. Let's plan this properly, because we need to plan this. And then everyone around us was kind of like, what are you doing? Why are you waiting this long to get married? From my boss was just like, listen, immigration is around the corner. I'm Jamaican. She's like, immigration is around the corner. The laws were changing in New York. Don't play with it.
Right.
And people were just like, you guys are going to sit here and fight, not having relations for 6 months. Why even do this? So let's go ahead and do this. And it seems like the Lord opened a speed tunnel for us. And we basically, we got married. When we decided, okay, let's do this, we got married in a week and a half from the day we decided. We got married on a Monday. We had 9 people there, not including our parents or any real family member.
They didn't have time to fly in.
But it was anointed. Let me tell you, Chyna didn't get a dress. I didn't even have a proper suit at the time. It was this quick.
I wore a black dress.
I wore.
Okay.
Yeah. It was this is what we.
That's
had.
why he said nothing normal happened.
Between our finances, like we didn't have anything. So and we had to decide. Okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to? We can do. Not that we didn't want the tradition. It's not that we still don't have plans to do this.
Right,
so to speak. But we had to do it this way.
Yeah.
And when we did it, the Holy Spirit showed up for us.
And that's it. That's all that matters.
Like, we had people I'd never seen. Was the first time they were there. Were kind of like our witnesses to some degree.
Yeah.
But I mean, there were people that Chyna knew. It wasn't like they were strangers to everybody. It was more strangers to me. But my best friend was there for me or whatever. And
the wedding was just it was incredible without
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
The gown, the reset, like it was God really showed up in like we knelt on our knees to pray. People were laying hands on. We were both like, thank you, Lord. Like it was church in the wedding.
So you didn't need all the cosmetics.
Absolutely.
The love was there, and that's all that matters.
No, that's the thing. It was authentic, because you're not going to want to marry somebody to have a pretty thing for everybody else to go. That was
right.
wonderful.
They
definitely wanted, because it's between the two of you, really.
Right.
The families are joining us, but it's really between the two of you, and without the Lord in it, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
it's not going to work. We know people who had the big shebang and didn't make it 2 months through.
See,
besides, you could always renew your vows, and then
that's what
we're
saying.
That's what we were, yeah.
And that's what we're thinking that we do now. You know what I mean? There was an element of practicality, but it wasn't. But there was a lot of spirituality behind it, and we still plan to do more later on. Like, we're still looking to see, now that we have we're stronger set of friends and our family, we can plan this out better. And we're excited for that. You know,
we can give them time this time.
Yeah,
the plan.
As opposed to, hey, I'm getting married tomorrow. Like, can you fly from Jamaica? You know. So.
Yeah, because our parents. Well, at least I can say for my mom. You know, for a woman. Your parents want to see you walk down the aisle, and they want to be a part. And for my mom, she was really hurt because she was just like, my dream. What now? I love you, Mom, but she's a little dramatic too. So I'm saying it like her because so it's a little dramatic. But she was just like, I just want to see my children walk down the aisle, and I didn't get to see it, and wah. So I was just like, okay. You know, he's laughing because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was right there.
Exactly.
I was like,
he was
sorry.
like,
you know.
But you know what? God orchestrated it that way. Even though sometimes we don't understand why things didn't really pan out the way they were supposed to, God orchestrated it that way because my mom can be a little bit controlling in some, you know.
A little bit.
Yeah. Just a little.
A little bit.
We're not gonna get into mother-in-law stuff.
No,
that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother show.
In fairness to both of them have very strong wills and lots of conflicting.
It wouldn't have worked.
Ideas, and it made it's so funny, as though that we would have wanted them there. Don't get us wrong, Mom.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening.
I know.
No, we wanted them there, but based on where we were with everything,
it wouldn't have been right.
Because they would have had their own ideas and their projections and their dreams, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that necessarily lines up with what God wanted for that moment for us for right now. And we got that without. We got God unfiltered through people's dreams. Do you understand it? And we love that.
Yeah.
Nice. So I have a question, because I remember one time, I guess you had everybody at the house before you went back to Jamaica, like a little party at the house and everything. And when we came upstairs, Jason was glued to the TV with the Xbox. Now, I have a question with that. My fiance wants the Xbox for Christmas. Do you give him a time to play it, and then after a certain time, look, that's it? Or does he sit there and do it the whole night to like the next morning?
But
he hide it.
I am nervous as to what is going to happen.
Wouldn't you have to give him the opportunity to kind of figure out how to prioritize once he gets that?
No.
I like you.
No.
Okay,
I tried.
Okay, I'll say this because that's funny. You brought that question up.
It was a PlayStation, by the way.
PlayStation, right? Back then I used to fuss and carry on because I didn't understand it. Period. Like I don't think it should be in my house. That was me.
Right.
That was me in the then.
Did you get her to play?
Huh?
Did you get her to play?
I tried.
He been trying for years.
I understand what you're feeling.
I have
when
a
you're
PlayStation
playing.
4 and I'm like, look, it's next gen Lowe. Why don't you?
And you know my face, I'll be like,
we need to do
Stop
things
it.
together. You have your dreams, I have mine.
Stop it. Because some of my dreams he doesn't want to do. So I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do that to him, you know? And it always is going to work both ways.
Right.
Always. And I guess this time, God took him off of games for a while. I didn't have to, was it 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to nag him about it. I was just praying like, God, I really don't like this. Prayers, I hope everybody's listening. Prayers of a praying wife is very powerful. And you have to have a prayer life when you're married.
Right.
Period. Period. Because
I'm taking notes, boy.
Because God holds the man accountable. We submit to the man, but the man submits to God.
Right.
And ultimately, if we are on our knees praying, God, if he has a real relationship with Christ, it's a difference. If he has a real relationship with Christ and he can hear God, God will correct the things that you as a wife are concerned about.
Right.
In prayer. You don't have to say anything. Sometimes we women, we shoot at the mouth too quickly and don't wait for God to do what he's supposed to do.
Right.
And we get in the way of that correction because we feel like we need to correct.
Right.
And that's not always the case. Have I been guilty of that? Absolutely. I've absolutely been guilty of that so many times. But what I've been learning in this marriage is pray and shut up. Learn to be quiet so that God can do what he's doing. So this time around with the whole game system, when he brought it to me, of course, my initial face was just like, oh, here we go again. Didn't God take you off of this? You know, so I went there, but at the same time, I was able with clarity to express to him how I feel about the game without it sounding like nagging or I'm just, no, this is why, because I feel like it will be a distraction to our marriage and to everything else. If a man has a balance between family, home, the marriage, the children, the job, and the game, no problem. If I see a balance, no problem.
Right.
But if I'm not seeing a balance, and I mean, I'm gonna fuss. I'm gonna be like, look, this is why. And I remember this happened recently. I think he got on the game, and yes, they do spend hours on the game. Expected.
Because they're on the internet talking to other people.
Yes, lady Ace.
I hope I get the chance to respond.
Yes, it's true. However, I understand now that he does need his fun.
Right.
And he doesn't have a man cave where he can retreat and he can be like, okay, I'm getting away from everything. Let me just get some me time.
Right.
Because we women, we need some me time
right.
too.
Right.
But I realized that is his me time. And it took me a very long time to get there. But I realize now that it is his me time. So I don't have a problem now with him playing the game. As a matter of fact, okay, encourage it. Yeah, okay, no problem. You playing the game tonight? Oh, okay, great. Because I expressed my concern before the game even came in. So we have a understanding of, okay, this is how my wife feels. My wife feels like it's going to be a distraction. Okay, well, maybe, let me try and, figure out. It'll always be in his head because I was communicating that to him. But now, we're good. So it's going to probably take you a little minute to adjust, but just allow the man to do the, adjusting. He has to find the balance. And we can't push them to find the balance. They have to find it. Our job is to pray about the balance. So that now that can be frustrating because you might not. We want things fast,
right?
But it's not how God works,
right?
Unfortunately, so it's not what we want; it's what God wants.
Right.
And eventually, the more we stay quiet and the more we keep praying, is the more God will reveal it to them how to balance this out. No, nothing wrong with the game. Nothing wrong with let's take my family out. Nothing wrong with okay, me and my wife, we need to do this a date night or whatever. They will figure it out. But in order for them to figure it out, they have to have a relationship with Christ. Period. Full stop. That's it. So I hope I answered your question because that was a lot. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Do you have any?
Want to respond?
Okay. With your fiance, it's a matter of why is he playing it. There's a difference between when a man needs to put away a childish thing, and there's another thing when you need to know what the root of the issue is. Back then, I didn't have a balance because I was stressed out. I had, like I said, nothing was normal for me and her. Nothing went normal, so to speak. When we got married, Ariana was already 6 or 7 years old.
7, yeah.
Then Natalia, our niece, came to live with us, and she was 14. And then we had a baby, and there was no man cave. And then I lost my job, and then I didn't. It was so much for me, and I lived by myself for years. Like I was a single dude who lived by myself. I had my own. I put my clothes. I still hang my clothes up the way I was. Everything. So when everything kind of came in and everything was going chaotic, that was my escape. That was not right for me to escape in that way. I'm not judging or saying that. I'm not saying that's the best thing, but that's where my head was. And anything else was just interfering with my escape, and I was vehement against that. And I didn't always give her the easiest time because of that. When God took it from me, I believe it's because He was allowing me to face some things within myself, so I could stop running. Some people drink, some people smoke.
Right.
I play video games at the time. You know what I mean? So it was for that. And as she just said, like, you know, when it came back, even when we were bringing it back, when we had this discussion, because even though yes, there's a time to be quiet, not mind readers either. We do need to have a proper discussion, a fair discussion. Don't just tell me what I want. Don't do that, because you're gonna minimize my needs too, and you shouldn't do that. So it was a matter of discussing this. Okay, babe, if you do see me going too far, let me know. If you have a plan for me, let me know. No, that, you know, and if there's a surprise, I need to be flexible enough to be like, you know, and not get upset about it and be fine with that. And for now, like she said, like, that's my prayer now, is balancing everything, because that same imbalance, I mean, that doesn't just happen in games. She can tell you I work, and I get caught in my work too, you know, and sometimes it's hard for me to shift from working Jason to husband Jason. It's just not an easy transition for me sometimes, because I'm still going, I lie down in the bed and I'm still going, my client needs this, and this, and I have to remember the schedule. I'm still remembering that, you know. But between prayer, understanding, patience, and all the things that love is, we do well. So
nice. Do you have any questions? Because I know you're coming up soon.
No, I'm taking everything in. I'm taking everything in. Like, because with me, with the whole video game thing, I kind of look at it as, you know, it's no different from me wanting to go outside and spend hours at a time, you know, shooting basketball, or it's like a sport, you know.
Yeah, but it's kind of different though. Like, I've seen him just sit there and play it all day, and I could be like, "Hello,"
and he's hello, with somebody, right? But that's the thing. Like, me playing basketball and talking trash on the court is no different from me sitting at the video game and talking trash to the person.
No, seriously,
it's true.
No,
it's like our competitive.
I see exactly what he's saying.
It's our competitive spirit that just, you know, that's something that we enjoy at the time, because we're like, yeah, we getting at them, but it's harmless.
Some of my friends.
It's harmless to you.
That's how I see it.
And he just has to find the balance.
Right.
That's all it is.
But you say, like, with my friends or whatever. My friends, like, I have friends in Australia. I have friends in Jamaica. I have friends in Boston. I have friends kind of all over. I have a new friend now in Texas, and this is one of the ways that we link. You know, I'm not gonna be on Facebook. What's up, guy? Like, it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. Like, let's get our fire team together, for those who play Destiny, and let's do this. You know what I mean? You know, and do this. And it's fun, and we're actually keeping up, because even in that, while we're taking down,
you're catching up.
We're catching up. You know what I mean? And it's fun for us, and that's, you know, I guess in some way it does appeal to the boy in us. I will not lie.
Right.
But it's fun. It's an outlet. It's fun for us. It's I don't really have many male friends in Florida. You know, I just don't. It just never worked that way. I have people who I'm cool with, you know, love like brothers, but I don't hang with them that way.
Right.
These are my brothers. You know, so like, I talk to them through that.
Wow. Would you ever play a game, Miss Chyna?
I have before, actually.
What game did you play?
They used to play, was it Uncharted? Is that the name of it?
Yes.
No, it wasn't Uncharted.
No, it was I think it was Origami. Some game that I borrowed.
I don't know. It was a shooting game. That's all I remember.
First person shooter.
Yeah, and I was
It's okay.
It wasn't good.
You kept dying.
Well, what about? Have you ever had to play the fighting games? Like Soul Calibur or
Soul Calibur? You mean
what's it called?
Vertigo, like XY
really
or
bad.
Triangle Square?
Really?
Injustice.
Really bad.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
So you never tried like the war games, like Black Ops or none of that?
No.
On my phone, I have
Mortal
games.
Kombat, DC Universe, Tekken.
No. What you're saying to me shows.
So we're like farm animals.
Yeah.
We're like farm star, you know. Like
no, because if you get her in a fighting game, if she beats you, I guarantee she's probably gonna get addicted to that feeling of, I just whooped you.
She won't beat me.
Probably do it again.
She won't beat me though.
She won't beat you.
Let me say this. When I was a kid, I played like Nintendo.
That thing I did in my past.
No. Seriously, I have played Street Fighter before, and that was when I was much younger, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love Street Fighter too.
I love playing the girl.
Yeah, Chun-Li. Me too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, but that was But that was when I was younger.
They
Not knocking. I'm just saying I was younger and I had time.
Yeah.
I had children. Mommy, I'm hungry. Like
you can play a game with them. Let's play the silent game. Everybody sit down and just
have a seat.
Actually,
my kids.
Something that's really good for actually the whole family to get involved in is if you get like an Xbox Connect
or
a Nintendo Wii, because then that's like those are like family oriented sports games.
We had 2 Wiis. 2.
Oh,
2.
Okay.
It never worked out. Like
really? 2. Never worked out.
Wow.
I mean, we played the tennis game.
We
did the bowling. But then life
I'm addicted to the boxing. Me personally.
I did the boxing.
We all did it.
We retired though. Like boxing, that was the track, the boxing. Like I mean, but we life hit us.
Yeah.
Right.
And we just
We ended up selling them
we sold them.
We didn't have enough money. Even before that, we sold it because they weren't really using it anyway. So
Yeah.
like, why is
we're
just sitting here,
here collecting dust when I need to pay my light bill though? So sell it,
there's that balance. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There's the balance.
So.
When you have a family, balance is key. It just is.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so all right.
Yeah, this gonna be. You can tell
it's gonna be a good question. It's gonna be a good question. He's like, all right.
All right. So, how do you handle a situation where, let's say you did something, and you didn't know in your mind you didn't know that it was wrong, right? So now all of a sudden you see a change in behavior. You go, darling, what's wrong? Nothing. But you know there's something wrong, but she refuses to tell you. Like, on your side, how do you handle that? And on your side, why do you make us beg to figure out what it is?
I do that a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. I do that. I say nothing.
Because it's like, because my input is, if I did something wrong, I want you to tell me what I did, so I don't do it again. But by making me sit here and try to figure out what I did, now it's like, dang. Now you're gonna get even more upset because I'm not getting it right of what I did.
Me first, you first.
Hit it. He asking you first.
No. To be honest with you, I don't have that problem with her on a whole. So she doesn't change behavior, and I have no clue. I tend to have an idea exactly what, or something around an incident that would have happened. She doesn't do that to me. There are times though where she would say to me like I have lacked the sensitivity to discern what is there. I can say I'm not a mind reader, but I've said that, and we've had this. It really isn't something I think that we've fussed with a lot, but this is where I think it's important to also have God in that conversation, because this is an opportunity for a moment for you guys to talk this thing out, and you need to have that accountability. That it's not about punishing the guy or making her feel it, but it's about trying to see how we can go forward from here, because these small things that you're talking about are the reasons why marriages can't get past 24 hours. So for us, at the end of the day, it's always kind of like, okay, when we do fuss, it's going to be like, okay, God, when I have to man up and say what I did or whatever and ask the question. What you're talking about, you should know, might be an immature, with no offense to anyone, please, but it might be an immaturity thing that you need to learn to express yourself better instead of expecting me to get it.
Right.
Only God kind of has that knowing your heart better than you type of a thing. You know what I mean? In time, I think it would be minimized. If you practice that, I think in time it would be minimized because you're spending more time with the person to know the person.
Right.
So then you be kind of go, babe, instead of it going, what did I do? It might go, the question might evolve into, babe, when I was playing the game longer than 3 hours, did that upset you? Because you would have begun to know that after a while. Do you understand?
There was a time that I did do that to you, but it was before our marriage. And you said something, I was never really taught how to communicate properly.
Mm-hmm.
So he would always be frustrated with me. Now, again, this is before the marriage. This was just boyfriend and girlfriend. But he would be frustrated with me because he'd be like, well, why didn't you tell me? And you would say, I'm not a mind reader. But
the difference was that it wasn't like, for instance, I knew something was wrong on a whole. You know, I knew something was wrong. It doesn't necessarily mean that it had to do with me, just on a whole. So she was in California, I'm in New York. So she's like, hey babe, what's up? I go, what's going on? Nothing.
So you knew something was
and I know this is the first conversation, because last night was a good conversation, so I know it's not my fault today. You know,
he knew, but I still had an attitude.
Yeah, but it was. But I would never say then that you had this attitude that was like overwhelmingly TNT drama.
No, but I didn't know how to express myself.
Right, this is why
I didn't know. It was a maturity thing. That's why I'm agreeing with you. It was a maturity thing on my part, because I wasn't taught how to say A, B, and C. I was just taught to be A.
Right.
And then maybe B comes later. And then C, definitely much later. Well, you will know when I blow up.
That other thing
you know what I'm saying?
Because sometimes it bothers me where, like, if I ask you, okay, what's wrong? Nothing. I'd rather you tell me, I'd rather not talk about it than to say nothing. Because I'm looking at you and I see that something's wrong. You can't sit there and tell me nothing's wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, in that again, I'm learning now, even though in terms of looking for a moment to where you can show love. So in a matter like that, the first thing that love is patient. So the thing is, I'd probably address it that way and go, okay, babe, you said nothing, but I feel like something's there. Whenever you're ready to talk to me, I'm here for you. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't handle that well, it's not my fault no more. It's yours.
See, I don't get that. I don't get that. When you're ready to talk, let's talk. I keep getting, no, something's wrong. What's wrong? That bothers me. That annoys me even more.
We are hard.
When you asking constantly. Well, you have to give yourself a moment. Just say, you know what? You have to say, if he's doing that to you, you have to say, hey, give me some time. We do that with each other.
Right.
Give me a little minute. We'll come back later, but I need some time right now. Right. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed with you right now. Yeah. Like, keep it real. I'm annoyed with you. I'm irritated. I need some time so that when we do talk, it will be a conversation that can come to a conclusion and not just be up here in the air where the issue is still lingering, and then we're going to come back to it 10 years later and I didn't know why you were cussing and carrying on in your head, and then blah blah blah. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to resolve the issue, and in order to resolve it, you need some time to pull back a little bit. He needs some time to pull back. Then you come together and then you say, all right, let's talk. I'm ready now.
Right.
Patience on both parts.
Patience on both. So, patience on both.
Do you guys ever, after an argument, go to sleep upset?
Yes.
Yeah, that's happened.
Really?
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
I know it's like the traditional thing that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that it's common. It is not common, because there are times that we are lying down that God will not let us.
Yeah.
I be trying to make sure that the last thing I said sting. Yeah, you gonna feel that all the way into REM sleep, right? Wake up with it, it's still sticking. And God is just like, boy,
right?
You do this, you're opening the door to something more serious, and He'll do it to her.
It
has happened, but believe me, I don't think 48 hours could even try to.
No, because the next morning we talk about it.
And it comes out like, so how you feeling now?
Right? Or he'll say stuff like this: "I forgive you."
Randomly, which does that. I do it not to minimize anything, but that's the icebreaker. Because how long are you going to swell up like a bullfrog? How long is this going to happen?
Well, we women can hold it in now. Come on.
We can.
We can hold it
a long time.
As we can.
But I feel like it's a cloud over my head that I gotta get rid of.
Because
so that's why, like, I'm so into just trying to resolve it as fast as we can.
We are fixers. I think that's part of our makeup. We are fixers. And sometimes you guys don't need fixing. You just want us to understand it.
Right.
And that's how we fix it. It's just by being understanding. But we are hands-on in terms of all of that. You know what I mean? But patience is in all of that. And again, at the end of the day, though, each person still needs to be in their head. If you have this relationship with God, and I'm telling you, I do not know how people do it without God. I really don't get it.
I don't either.
You definitely kind of have to have that God consciousness and say, God, what do you want? Because you don't want to win the fight and lose your spouse.
Right.
You don't want to do that. You don't need to be right.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be where God wants you to be. Mm-hmm. And then both of you working on that, eventually you'll find similar footing. Mm-hmm. Because he's not going to be on either side. He's on his side. We need to get on that side.
Right.
You know? So
wow.
So, yeah.
Are you over here writing notes?
You thought I was playing? I'm taking notes right now.
Oh my goodness. So
my girlfriend was supposed to come, but she woke up with a really bad headache. So I told her to listen in.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
hi, girlfriend.
Just in case.
She missed it.
Just in case.
Look at this.
Well, it's recording, so.
Yes.
Right.
So we got that on video for her to watch it too. Because he's going to pop the question soon, but I just don't want to put it out there.
Wait, you just did.
No, he is. To his girl.
Oh.
Congratulations in advance.
Sometime soon,
Sometime
Rule
soon.
the element of surprise. Just let it happen.
Sometime
not
soon,
watching.
girlfriend.
Sometime soon. So what's the when you guys argue, for example, is it more like, okay, after argument's done and everything, is it more like if something happens and let's say, for example, you tell Jason, don't do this because if this happened, blah blah blah, and then Jason probably will be like, man, okay, no problem, but then he does it anyway. Do you come back and be like, I told you so?
No, I no. In my head, I do.
I say it.
I
say it. I just like, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you?
I've learned again to be quiet about it.
I'm still learning that.
And I'm gonna just use this as an example. I spoke to him about it was the game issue, and I told him, babe, I don't want this to get in the way of your notes. I think I spoke to him because he has to write notes for his job. And I was saying to him, I was kind of warning him before. I was like, you've been on the game a little long. You might want to check that because don't you have notes? I'll ask him now instead of saying, you need to go and do your notes. Now I just ask him, babe, don't you have notes? And he'll say, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, but you don't want to be behind. I just said it to him. I left it alone. I said, okay. In my head, I'm venting. And I'm just like, God, I want him to see this. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to take your route this time. I'm going to just shut up. Right? So I guess what happened was his boss noticed that he wasn't turning in his notes. And she had made mention to him, like, notice you kind of,
lagging on your notes.
Yeah. And he made the decision. He was like, you know what? It's my fault. Yeah, I was on the game.
My wife did say that.
Yeah, no, I don't even know if he said if he thought my wife did say that.
My wife did say that.
I don't think he even thought like that. I don't even think he thought, but it didn't matter. I didn't even want to bring it back up because I didn't
cross my mind because that was God's warning for me and I missed it.
Right.
It did cross my mind.
But you never told me that. You thought about me in that moment.
I thought you would know. You'd read my mind.
Husbands, please tell your wives. Validate her when she's right. I'm just saying. Just keep it fresh.
No, what are you
no, you didn't tell me that.
Babe, we had this discussion because you...
No.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You did. You said it because you're saying to me, honey, that's what I was... She didn't say, like, I told you.
Right.
My wife is mature. She's a woman. She was just like... This is exactly what I was trying to convey to you, Jason, is that...
She said it that way.
This could happen to you. But I see the Lord had handled it, so then therefore you did say it.
You don't even understand how I was praying.
I said, yeah, you're right. No, we actually did, but if you didn't see it, but yes, she did warn me. She absolutely did warn me. And it's as if God was just like, all right. It was just that my boss didn't see it. A set of things started happening around my job to make my boss see it. As if God was saying, I know it's more than that and God is not doing it for me, but as if God was just saying, I'm going to cause all this to mess up to show you this.
Right.
And so be it. And now I'm just like, okay. I set an alarm or a timer. I'm like, guys, I'm done. Unless it's like a weekend, guys, I'm done. And they can tell you that. In the middle of the game, I'm like, okay, bye. Yeah. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
So
good
it
that you have
just
that
takes-
balance.
yeah,
but I had to grow up into it too.
Right.
You understand? Like, I had to grow up into this. Like, when we first started this, I was 20. Yeah. Well, 4 years it took me to get it right.
I
It
told
doesn't have
you
to take
so
4 years
thing.
for you.
No, it doesn't.
You look nervous.
It doesn't, because you know what?
You
I
ain't
wish
getting no
somebody
Xbox.
would have told us what we're telling you.
Right.
We didn't have this where somebody sat down with us and said, "Oh, yeah, we had Christian counseling, but it was like a day." Because
which covered a lot of other issues.
Yeah, other issues.
Does that work? Like
If you have a
premarital counseling before you get
have
married.
The right one,
I was
yes,
about to say, the right
absolutely.
counselor.
Someone is
Okay.
going to give you the balance and not try to, because this whole approach of throwing as much fear scenarios at you would not make anybody get married and say, see, you weren't ready. That's garbage. Marriage, even when you look at Songs of Solomon, they are excited to be in there. Yes, things happen. Yes,
Right.
we fight. You know, yes, yesterday we had an argument. I mean, these things happen. But we have a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we laugh at stupid stuff in the middle of the night. You'd hear us, like, our kids must be like, "What are they doing?" And it's not that, it's
we're
we're
crazy.
laughing in the room. You know, they're like, "What's going on?"
It would be funny this late at night.
Yeah. And we're actually just talking about the events of the day.
Yeah.
If it's not our family, it is
Yeah.
something else, and we are having fun. Or we go out.
Yeah.
We used to we used to play around the house and remember when we were in the kitchen? Suddenly just went up with water and run out the room, and the kids were just like, "What is this madness?" You know, and they're loving it. We enjoyed that. Christian counseling works when someone is willing to be open and honest and tell you, yes. There are times you won't even want to look at the person. At the same time, you would give in that same way you don't even want to look at them. I'd give my life for that person.
Right.
You know, I got that type of understanding, and I was just like, oh. Okay, so I can be human then, right? I'm allowed to be human then. I'm allowed to not like everything she does and smile at everything that she loves to do. I'm allowed not to like it, but I will respect it. I will learn how to handle that. You know, when we fight, I'm her covering. If I'm fighting with her and I'm not talking to her, I stop covering her. She's not open. People taught me those things and told me at the same time, have fun. Yes, there's times to have spice, but laugh. And this is my best friend.
Have fun.
She knows everything. Seen
Everything.
So,
and vice versa.
So, that's my best friend. You know, and we fight for that. And we had a great counselor. We didn't really get to see her as much because she's not in the same state and things that happened. But she was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. And she keeps it real.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
When I say real, like, we talk about sex, I mean, they can't be afraid to touch on those things.
Right.
That's another thing that ruins marriage is sex. The sex between
sex and money.
Yeah.
Two big things.
Two big things.
And they taught us that. Like, for one, like, you know, my parents kept separate bank accounts. Like, no, you don't do that. They did that. And I grew up and we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We don't do that, you know.
So, okay, but what you just touched on the bank account, is it okay for you to have not separate bank accounts? You have a joint account, but just in case, like an account if something happens. God forbid, like, you know, you split up and you need extra money, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have like a savings account for an emergency if something happens.
Let's say for whatever reason, let's say the joint account is like a Chase account.
Yeah.
And my separate account is PNC or something like that.
Right.
And God forbid something happens with just the Chase company as a whole and it affects my account. You know what I mean?
Well, again, it depends on the reason why you have another account. And why do you have that separate account without her is still the question I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
I don't think, you see, because I don't like to have my foot, it's a risk. You're taking you're risking your life.
Right.
Your whole thing. You don't know if the person's going to take you out at night.
Right.
You don't know. It's a risk. But, you know, thank God it's not that type of risk for us. But, you know, the reasons for that separate account are questionable. I don't have a foot out the door. I'm not thinking about leaving this.
Right.
And God is still my source.
Right.
And the thing is, God is still watching me. Even if a divorce, heaven forbid, God is still watching me.
Right.
So what am I trying to say? The law is that 50-50, right?
Right.
But I'm trying to get away with it. I still honor the law of the land. And I still trust God that even if she took half, He's still my God.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
He's still Lord God, my provider.
It's still fair.
It's still
right.
It's still right.
It's
still
50-50.
I was thinking in a situation in which you had that account before y'all joined, y'all had a joint account.
We did, and we
did.
your own account.
Yeah.
And then I put her on mine. She closed hers, and I put her on mine. She has equal access. She can transfer. She has equal access. I'm just playing. But I made it that way because if I can't trust her here,
right,
there's a huge problem. And if we got to work through it. I can't tell you that between the two of us and our own spending habits, we
still working.
And we're still working on it from time to time.
So it should just be a joint checking and a joint savings.
Joint everything.
Joint everything.
And there's nothing I have. Okay, like I just got like a secured card. Like she can't go on that, but she has access to it. You know, she's a person who could call and ask questions about it. There is no reason that I'm allowed to be this intimate with her on every other level. My money, no. I'm still holding something back. And I think that's where the enemy is watching, going, that's where we have you.
Right.
And what God put together, nothing should separate you. Nothing. God put together, and money, nothing should separate you. So that is the key. Like, do everything together.
I know it's sometimes when people do get married or they're dating, their past kind of reminds them of the person that they're dating. So, like, for example, if Jason did something that kind of like your ex did, you're probably like, ugh, that's what such and such did. And it's like, how do you handle that? Because I know sometimes with me, when he does things, it's like, man, I already been through that. I don't even want to handle that no more. How do you go over that? Forget about that past to move forward.
I can't say Jason has done anything. Like, I mean, I'm saying that's a reflection of an ex, because my exes, they're an ex for a reason. Hallelujah. I'm just saying. But, I guess.
I'm not like other boys.
No, he really isn't. He really, really isn't. But if that were the case, I would say he might need to communicate. Say, honey, this is what you're doing right now is reminiscent to what this person did to me. And what he did to me is really hurtful. And when you do it that way, it hurts me and it's a reminder. So I'm asking you to help me. Help me mature, to heal completely, because if it's affecting you, you're still not healed.
Right.
So you're going to need to say, okay, I need you to be there for me in this way and not do it this way, but maybe, and give them a suggestion. Say, maybe you can do it this way, or say it this way, or whatever the situation is. Just give him something to work off of, because you never know. He might not have been, he might be dealing with something else too. That's making him do it the way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you would have to kind of communicate that from your end and say, hey, can you just not go there? Let me just, let me, you know. You know.
I get you.
And I add to that, because the thing is, depending on how you say that, you're still villainizing me or making me feel like I'm doing something. You need to be responsible for the fact that, and to forgive the ex for some things, and to go to God. Now, if you're going to bring what she said to me, like if this was us and she had said that to me, I'd be like, yes, I will agree to help you and through that. But I need to know that you're taking responsibility and accountability by going to God and asking you to get this out, because I'll help you heal, but I'm not the healer.
Right.
So are you taking that responsibility, going to God and to forgive that person for what they did? Are you or do you need to grow up somewhere too?
Right.
There's might be something inside of you that it may be the scenario is that serious, but something else might need to fix, or something beyond the boyfriend happened. Are you taking that time to find that out? I will help you on that journey, but don't make me the villain for what an ex did. I could be completely innocent. You understand? In my intentions, I should say.
He could be, but if it's something that's really specific.
No, that's what I'm saying. It depends. That's what I say. It depends.
Yeah, it depends. If it's something that's really
shut
specific,
up, then yes.
So yeah, like we ain't going. I ain't going back there. That means you shouldn't marry him.
Yeah, red flag. Hand goes up. There's a problem. I'm not saying that. There's something very serious there.
Well, yeah, there's something serious.
That's what I say. It depends on what it is. So
don't do it.
So yeah.
What's the most fun thing that you guys have done together as a couple before you had kids?
Before you
have children, what was the most one crazy thing that you guys did together?
Well, I can't say that we've always had children, even in the marriage. Because I came with the child, so we didn't have that time to have fun, just me and him in the beginning. We just didn't.
Well, before even kids showed up, we were dating in high school. I mean,
Yeah.
high school was high school fun.
Yeah,
so
right.
it was sneaking out to see each other. That's the. I mean,
Oh, before the marriage, yeah.
way before. 'Cause
Our fun happened
Ariana
before.
I missed that. What? I missed that totally. What
I was saying our fun happened before the marriage. Happened before. It did.
Please. Kids, I'm sorry. Yeah, because Ariana was born when we were 21. So, I mean, we grew up fairly quickly shortly after that. But in terms of fun, like, and that's the thing, like,
I don't know.
No,
But what do you do now? Do you guys have like little date nights, or date nights to where like you'll go one place and then you'll meet him there, but you don't know each other, and then he'll try to like throw a line at you or something?
Oh God, no!
You talking about role playing?
Yeah.
He thinks it's so corny.
Oh God.
Really?
Oh my.
Okay. To each your own, and whatever you like. Okay. Hi there. You come here often. Oh my God.
What's your name?
I saw
What's
you
your
around the
name?
room and I gravitated to Rowan.
Girl, you smell good. Who are you? Really?
I hope is your husband here? Oh, please. No, I no.
I couldn't help but wonder if you like what you see.
Must be tired if you're running through my mind all day. No. I can't. I don't have that.
We don't have that. No.
I don't think that's. No. I'm sorry, my face can't betray how much I can.
Yeah, we don't even. Yeah, we don't do that.
Whatever our spontaneity is on that day, that's what it is on that day. So
Yeah.
if it's something that I'm chasing, if it leads into more fun activities, it leads into more fun. If it's something that we do date night, we do go out, we try to make that something, because before, when things was crazy, we couldn't afford a date night, and and for me it was the hardest thing, because as a man I want to provide and give something to
Right.
And even though she was just like, no, if you sat here with fruit with me, I'd be fine. I was no. I need to be able to put.
I was trying to be the understanding wife, not trying to put stuff on him, right? Because I knew the situation.
Under me, I still felt less than, and I want that. But now we still do that. We still try to do the fruit, the crackers, and wine thing, and we still do, and we still go out. We try to find new places, and what we're doing now is trying to make sure we take advantage of every day. So God has opened up doors to favor where they're just like, hey, do you want to go to Orlando? We'll pay for you. Boom, we're going.
Right.
And we're gonna enjoy the heck out of that, because my one thing my aunt said to me. My aunt's 81, and she said to me, Jason, I don't know when I got old, and that thing shook me.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I'm 34, nowhere near 81. But I can remember being 15 as easy as I do being 33. So we said we're gonna enjoy every day as best we can, whatever that looks like. Take advantage. So she gets a dance. She's gonna dance somewhere. Take that dance. We're gonna enjoy that together and try to make every day awesome in that way. You know what I mean? And that's how we've done it.
Nice. Now, has there ever came a time where she would have to pay for like dinner or food or anything for you? Does it make you feel like because yesterday when we went to Tampa, I had to pay to buy lunch, and I don't mind at all. If you don't have it, I don't mind providing. That's not a problem for me. But for him, it's like, I guess he felt kind of like down because I had to do it and he didn't have enough to do it to pay for the. You don't feel no way.
No, but you remember we already separated that problem by having the same account. So it's our money. It's not it's
no, but we have separate accounts.
No, she's saying before the marriage, because she's engaged.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
So she's saying, right. I'm gonna bring him back.
If you asked me about that now,
it wouldn't matter now.
Back then,
did I ever pay for you? No.
But so it never became an issue. But if she was like, I will buy, but she has bought me nice things.
Right.
I mean, and I wouldn't be like, babe, well, you shouldn't have bought me that.
Right.
No, buy me that.
He would have been like, oh, can you buy? Oh, okay, thank you.
I don't have that type. I don't have that type.
He wouldn't have felt bad. I don't think he would have felt bad.
No.
I
don't. That's not.
But there are some guys that do feel bad about that.
And I respect
about the wife mind stuff.
About the
being the breadwinner. if Chyna got like a job that paid $150,000 and I could stay home, I could play
Let's
this game.
you stay home.
No, but if I'm gonna stay home, I'm gonna stay home and do something. So kids are going to be together, and chances are, I need to stay active somewhere.
Right.
So I'm probably gonna do something part time anyway. But I wouldn't be like, somebody goes, yeah, your wife brought on the money. How do you feel? Pretty darn good, thank you. I'm quite fine.
The money is flowing. Thank you.
Look, I have a new game she bought me. Okay. As long
it might be an ego thing with a guy too.
Yeah.
No, you see what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. You asked me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there's some guys that have a problem with it. It might be an ego problem.
I believe a man's purpose. Someone said to me, it's like the 3 P's. It's the providing, praying, and provision, protection. So yes, that's a part of who I am. If she makes more money than me, it doesn't mean I still can't provide something.
Right.
Okay, so she may make the money.
It's not always financial.
Right, it's providing support. You know what I mean? Because for her to do that, and we have kids, I have to do something at home. Just like if it was the reverse. If I'm making $150,000, she's providing some support for me at the home, so I know my home is not in chaos.
Right.
I have to do something else. I still have something to bring. What I bring is not going to be valued by my salary. It's me.
Right.
I am more than my salary.
Because I used to have the mindset of, because I used to be kind of along those lines of not wanting the girl to do too much, because I felt like that's my burden to bear, and it's not for her to have to worry about it. That's why I thought of it.
Well, no, and I get that, but it's also a humility issue too, because then you should be able to know how to be served too, without it being subservient and they give you on a platter, but you should be able to learn how to receive that way, because that's the relationship can be flipped to you and God, and God wants to be served that way. Like, you have no problems doing that. You shouldn't have a problem with someone serving you correctly. You understand?
Correctly.
Correctly.
Yeah.
Is there, when you guys were doing counsel, that I know, and it was time to go, and I'm just learning so much. When you were in counseling, was there one thing that was stated that you never knew about each other?
No. As far as that was stated, no.
No.
No, because the thing is, it's too long a story to tell you that we were dating on and off, but we had broken up
too many times.
And we had broken up for 2 years, and it was a bad one. That was a bad breakup.
Oh, yeah. That was the last. Yeah.
I had gotten it really bad. I'd lost 30 pounds. It was really bad. And when the Lord had told me this was my wife, so you can imagine my shock while I'm 30 pounds because my pants are falling off. I'm happy. But when she came back, I told her, I was like, I said it before, like, I'm not the person you left. You're gonna make this clear. Everything is gonna come on, good, the bad, and the ugly, right here. Don't let me find out something later. This is where it's coming out. And I told her everything I did and everything that she did. And then we said, okay, no, we wipe that off. Now we start fresh. So we came out that way. And nothing came out at that time. At that time, when we had gotten back, things that happened that we didn't discover till past the counseling before, and we had to deal with it then. But in that counseling, no, nothing.
And there are some things that you honestly forget about.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like
later.
As opposed to this purposely hiding thing, this deep dark.
No, you just exit out of your head because you were in a dark place and you weren't. Sometimes it just
right, because there are things that have come out in the marriage afterwards, things that were before
right.
That did happen, and we had to
deal with that.
It was painful.
It was very
ridiculously painful, but we worked through it, and we decided we're going to do this anyway.
But you have to be willing to in a marriage to accept the fact that the truth is going to hurt sometimes. The truth is going to hurt sometimes, not all the time, but if it's a painful truth, it's gonna hurt, and you have to be willing to deal with that and move forward and heal, forgive, whatever, and okay, life still goes on.
Tomorrow's coming.
Tomorrow's coming.
We have time, and for us, we have our kids who are watching us. We're accountable to our kids. We bills are coming. We need to communicate. Like, what's for dinner? I can't imagine it. I have to know. We have to move, and we have to keep going.
We have to keep going.
And we don't have time. Like, time seems to be really quick. We don't have time to be upset over this thing, and we gotta. We don't rush it. Don't get me wrong. It took months for some of the things that came to go through, but we were willing to do the work.
And it is work. People always say marriage is work. It really is. Like,
but there's sometimes you're coasting on like cruise control autopilot, and it's really good. You know what I mean? I want to always make sure that people understand that it's a good thing to be married. Stop scaring the kids.
Right.
That's why they don't want to be with nobody.
And I will agree with you on that, because me with my mom and dad together, watching them all these years and seeing, because I'm really close with my dad, so seeing how he treats my mom and how they've been so happy for 27 years.
Right.
I kind of take that into my head and I'm like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Exactly. You know? Exactly.
Yeah.
And as girls, no matter how that look, you know, I'm just like, shut your mouth. Like, how that look? You know what I mean?
That's what she.
They're gonna think that's normal.
Right.
They're gonna think it's normal.
Right. When a guy comes by and says shut up, they'll be like,
or if they don't think it's normal, hate that.
Right.
You know, and then the enemy just smiling. Yes, they did all the work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So no. So
yeah.
Well, I know you guys have to go. This has been so informative, and it's been recorded, so I'm gonna keep watching this and write some stuff down.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you.
And I don't know, honey, if you agree, maybe we can do like a part 2.
If you guys
yes.
Absolutely.
I'm down.
It's our pleasure.
The sequel is
I'm down.
It's our pleasure. No problem.
I actually have a verse that we can close with.
Awesome.
Sure.
But I was just want to ask one more question though. I just have a lot.
Okay,
okay, he does this when he comes to the house sometimes over the weekend. Like, you know, I'll give him, you know, his food or whatever, and like he'll leave the cup. He'll leave the cup like right there, and I'm just like, that's not where you found it. Can you put it back? Can you wash it? Or like, you know, if the water container is empty, he'll just leave it on the counter. It's like, can you just put water in it? Has Jason ever done that?
It's time to go, guys. That's another good note.
It's just certain things that like his sneakers would be, and it's like, you know, your sneakers go over there. Why is it over here? And it's
when it comes to things like that, my mindset, because my parents have me trained to do things already. So my mindset is, okay, let me do whatever I need to do to make sure that she ain't gonna say nothing to me about, oh, why you do this, why you do that. Let me just make sure all this is taken care of. So by the time we're chilling, she can't say, hey, everything's taken care of.
Minimize all that.
But he got to get to that place, though. I'm just saying, there are habits that you're going to see. Mm-hmm. My mom said, no, it wasn't my mom. No, it was not. It was somebody else that said, well, if you see them putting their stuff everywhere, just pick it up. And I was like, I ain't trying to do the work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Are you kidding? Exactly. Like, I am not a housekeeper.
Exactly.
However,
man.
It's love.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back to the scripture of love. Love is patient. Love is kind.
Yeah, I'll love you too and throw that cup at you to pick it up.
If you don't go and do what you're supposed to do. But then again, that's us having to humble ourselves and say, okay, he forgot to put that in the sink, even though I kind of told him. Okay, I'm going to put it in the sink. And sometimes I'll say, honey, you left this out again.
Oh, crap, pause. Let me go get
honey, you left this out. Because he said I need to start holding him accountable
for things that he did.
Because he's not thinking that way. He'll say, okay, I'm going to come back to this later. And he never comes back to it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm just like, okay, so what can we do to fix this issue?
Right.
And he said, well, start holding me accountable. Just kind of tell me, hey, babe, you left your cup again.
Mm-hmm. It's a maturity thing.
It really is.
Right? I need to be, putting things back where you took them, cleaning up after yourself. It's a maturity thing. It's one of those things you try to grow up into, you know, because you want to impart this to your kids. You know?
Right.
So that's how I said, just hold me accountable to it. I have to be big enough to go. Instead of fighting, let my pride go, it's not that serious, just pick it up if you saw it. I need to be old enough, I need to be man enough to go, you're right. Because again, I'm setting an example for my girls.
Right.
You know, I have to respect her and keep, hearing her and not giving her work.
Right.
It's one thing when you're my partner, not my maid. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to try that and see how that works. Can you please I'm gonna say it nicely the first time, but if you don't do it, that's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna get up and tell you.
It is a bad habit. I have I grew up in Jamaica and like you had someone who cleaned up, you know, you had a
Yeah.
which is not an excuse.
Right.
It just shows that okay, yeah, that was for that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now man, you know what I mean? So it's a habit that needs to be broken. Maybe his mom did it for him or whoever did it for him.
Right.
It's a bad habit. It needs to
But
be
that's
broken.
just so weird because he's like a neat freak. But then why you come to my house and just leave cup sitting there like,
So you
hey?
be near at your house, but
because he's not thinking about. He's the same thing. He used to be a neat freak too, but he still did that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not something that's in their heads. Like I don't know, and I feel like a lot of men do that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men just kind of, you know.
Can I say, 'cause as a married guy, I think what happens is like things change for you when you get married. You never like even when you say like this is my wife, like my wife, wow, it's my wife. Like things happen and there's expectations that you didn't even know you had. Because everybody comes into marriage with an expectation.
Right.
Okay, we will tell you all about that. No,
Right.
you think the other person should be doing that based on some societal role. Or
Right.
You know what I mean? But
It's a whole nother show.
we came with expectations of how things gonna go and what I need to do, and all of a sudden now I went from being I work and I go to school to no, I need to provide for my family, and somewhere along the line a lot of the big issues like bills are paid, check, and I start forgetting pick up your pants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in my mind a part of me would just be like, but you're dealing with the big issues of the house.
Right.
But that little small issue of picking up her pants makes her feel less than that she's
okay.
cleaning up, and I need to be able to bring that up a little bit. Yes, it's not necessarily the same as playing FBL, but actually it probably is more than that because it makes my wife happy. You understand? So
I like this. Yeah, y'all gonna do part 2. We should just have like a wedding section, marriage section on the show all the time.
Yeah.
Because this is interesting.
A lot of marriages need.
I need this. Because some people just go into marriage and don't know a doggone thing and learn on their own.
We agree.
So true.
We see some marriages and we go in there and we go, honey, we ain't crazy. We actually live in
We do. It's true.
I was going to stab him in the eye.
It's true. And we can pick up really quickly.
And we just like, and depending on the relationship, so we're like, so what's up? And they're like, whatever do you mean?
And we be like, really? What's up?
Blind man can see that.
Right.
Well, this is very interesting, and I'm so glad you guys came to, let us know what's going on, and, how do we, when we start marriage, what's the next step, and so forth. So I definitely would love for you guys to come back and do a part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, I need all the little insights, something. Obviously you got to learn everything as you get in.
Yeah.
But at least, I can get an idea, okay.
This is what
Chyna said when he did that, so we're going to try this,
Yeah.
So I would love to have you guys come back on and continue to inform me.
Our pleasure.
And Garrett, inform me too. Bring your girl.
Yeah.
You said you had a word
Make
for
sure.
us.
I want to read the scripture real quick before we close out. It says, marriage is more than just a paper or a promise. It is a permanent union between men and women joined by God. In the Bible, it says, Matthew 19:4-6. And he answered and said to them, have you not read that he who made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So then they are no longer two but one. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man separate.
Awesome.
See, my mom doesn't understand that scripture, but that's a whole nother show. She think we all gonna live with her. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. But anyway, that's a look.
That's another show.
That'd be part 2 and 3 and 4.
This might be a little off topic, but it's not off topic at the same time. I feel like when I'm like older and I'm married and I'm in the household with my kids and all that, I feel like my relationship with my dad is gonna be like how Anthony Anderson is and Lawrence Fishburne is in Blackish. I don't know if you watched the show
I've never seen that show.
Never watched it.
That show was on Wednesday nights at 9:30. Watch that show. It's great.
Okay.
It's great. Just watch it. It's on Channel 10, 9:30.
I didn't know if it was gonna be funny or not. Like,
no, it's funny. It's funny.
No, I didn't. I just like.
It's funny.
Okay.
It looked kind of
because when I saw the premise, I was like, how funny is this gonna be 2 seasons from now?
No,
I
it's
see it now from
right. I have to give it some time.
It was one of those like I didn't expect much from it, so that's why I was like, all right, let me see what's up. I'm like,
we have
this
on
is
demand.
This is a pleasant surprise. I actually
yeah,
like the
we
show.
can. Okay,
So,
we'll check it
Check it
out.
out on demand if y'all need to. It's really good.
We're gonna check it
that
out.
has nothing to do with what we're talking
No,
about.
He just said that.
Because I said kind of, sort of, but not. because like they also talk about how his relationship is with his wife, because his wife is biracial.
Right.
He was raised in a household with like black this, black that. So it's just, you know, maneuvering through that type of
coming in from
yeah.
Let me help you. So what he's saying is just coming in from, you know, from paternal values, and I'm just no, but you'd be surprised how family history really does influence what you have.
Yes.
People whose parents had broken marriages, they throw that projection as to what you're waiting to see. Even when they prayed for God, bring them a good man or husband. And then when it happens, they still say it ain't real.
It ain't right.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Be surprised.
That's a whole nother show.
Oh my gosh.
Deal with that.
You sure one other show is enough? Like
no, we got. Look,
jeez.
It's a lot. With that being said, it's like, you know, my family is like I don't know one successful marriage in my family, and I don't want that to come into my marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really. It's a whole lot. Like I don't want some of my family at the wedding, honestly, because I don't want that negativity to come on my wedding. Period. You know what I mean? And then when they find out I was engaged, or why didn't you tell me? Yeah, well, you know, I'm kind of private. I don't like to. In my mind, I'm like, I ain't want to tell you because look at your situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that coming off on me. But that's a whole nother story.
But eventually, God can use yours because your light should shine.
Right.
And then they'll see you as an example.
And then because then people will start defending you. It's like, no, my cousin, her marriage worked. Now my husband crazy, but she I'm serious.
It happened to us.
We have
that same exact thing happened.
That's why we're just saying, God will put you. We said, don't put your light under a basket. It was meant to be on a hill. It's supposed to shine, and God will expose you, good and bad, to show people this is how you handle it. It will happen. There's some things you can't hide. There's some things that will stay private. Lord will give you some grace on it, but sometimes some things may happen. You might have a spot in front of somebody, and they need to see how you handle it. You know what I mean? So.
And just go into the marriage thinking, I am a part of breaking generational curses.
Exactly.
Period. Like me and him, the fact that we got married, period, is God.
Yes.
And broke a generational curse. Just like no successful marriages on my mom's side, nor my dad's side, or yours.
Or mine.
So we're breaking generational curses, and we have to keep that in our heads. When we get in an argument, when we're happy, when we're you have to keep that in your head. I have to break this journey. I have to.
Okay.
I think we ended like 4 times.
I know, right? But it's so good. But go ahead and do the affiliates. Let's see how. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna do it as fast.
No, I know you're not. But go ahead. I want to time you. 101.9 Fort Lauderdale. Yes, it's 101.9.
All right, here we go.
Ready? Go.
Big Links Radio 97.f. See, you give up. I give up. Let me just read it. Let me not even compete with you. Big Links Radio 97.5 FM in New Jersey, Vibe 1 Radio 104.5 FM in New York, Starlight FM 105.5 FM in Atlanta, Traffic Jam 104.7 FM in Connecticut, Hype FM 104.5 in Miami, and 101.9 in Fort Lauderdale.
I'm so lost for words. I don't even know what to say.
What happened?
I've learned a lot today, and you know he's coming. He just texted me. I'm gonna meet you at the house. Okay, I got some stuff to tell you, something to prepare you for.
All you gotta do is be like, hey, check out this recording.
Yeah, what you wanna do today? How about you watch this? This is a great show. Watch this show. But he was listening.
Listen to the 30-minute mark right here. Listen to
this part right here. What did they say? Okay,
oh,
you have to be accountable for what you do. So see that cup on the table? Yeah. I'm going to account you to take that and wash it. Man. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming in. And I can't wait for part 2. It's exciting. I'm hoping everybody's listening and taking notes. And, you know, marriage is wonderful. That's what I hear. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know yet. It is. Marriage is wonderful.
It is. You learn
really
so it's wonderful when God is in the midst.
Amen. When He is number one. Because if He is not in it, child, you know,
it's a wrap.
72 hours, your divorce comes, you know. I don't know. But, no, I plan to, you know, be married for... He said to me, he was like, the only way that we were ever separate is if you die first or if I die first. Like, if God takes us, you know, that's the only way. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to be with you forever? I got to real think. I got to be with that cup on the counter forever? Hold on a minute. forever. But no, it's we have a great time. We joke around, we play a lot, so it's fun. But you know, I don't know about leaving that cup on the counter. That's just so irritating. But we'll talk about that next time. Anyway, I love y'all. Thanks y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week. Deuces.
Thank you.
Yep.
For all the people who held it down when I was down. Yeah. I ain't ashamed to admit it. Tell them, Ammo. I'm at the point of no return. Coming out of the gutter, never was undercover, but a bad little brother. Never taught to be a lover, but the hustle on the turf, only raising a single mother. So you know I blaze the street, hot knife through butter. Temper was unleveled, no reason for being subtle. Leading me hellbound while I'm riding in the shuttle. Sins making a splash, now I'm sinking in the puddle. Said you gotta discover when too many in your huddle. Refusing to play the game when you locked down in trouble. And your back against the wall, no chance for the rebuttal. Pulling, trying to succeed, but with death I'm in the tuggle. Pulling back and forth, the situation a tussle. I'm being muscled and controlled by this lust. Like when pressure hit the pipes, now I'm feeling about to bust. Jesus arrived, everything said hush. Seeing without you, I'm nothing but mere dust.
I chose Christ, that was my decision. And I'ma ride with him till it's finished, man. I'm at the point of no return. I'm at the point of no return. I'm at the point of no return. I'm too deep in it. I'm living for the Lord, I ain't ashamed to admit it. I'm at the point of no return. I'm at the point of no return.
How can I return to the game? It left me with them bells in my head, steady ringing, no loyalty in the streets. People ain't claiming they made me, but them so-called friends not around when you in need. Had to go through as I sat in the backseat with the police and gas and weed. In college chasing my dreams, murder and robbery, attempted at first degree. Then Fox and CNN came and made it a crime spree. Was it my luck I was caught on the crime scene? Was it my luck my trunk became the crime scene? Now I'm at a crossroads and I'm feeling in between being real or ratting, avoiding the innocent. How can I return what the Lord did for me? When people counted me out and I was bound for defeat. So I rose like the third day saving disbelief. Now I'm counting my blessings, check Calvary.
I chose Christ, that was my